Does your heart know the echo of a voice that whispers you are not enough? A voice that haunts the quiet hours of the morning, replaying a single clumsy word from days ago until it feels like a permanent stain on your soul. It's the feeling of pouring your spirit into an email, a project, a dream, only to shrink back, to delete the words, to hide the light, because a wave of fear insists it is not perfect, and therefore it is worthless. It's the ache of loneliness chosen over the risk of connection, because the thought of being seen, and possibly judged, feels more exhausting than the silence. This voice, this inner critic, is a thief of joy. It shrinks your world down to the size of your fear. For years you have been told to fight it, to argue with it, to shout over it with forced positivity. But what if the battle itself is what's keeping you trapped? What if the secret to silencing your inner critic isn't a war, but a quiet homecoming? This is not about building more armor. It is about discovering you were never fragile to begin with. In this space together we will learn the true nature of this inner tyrant. We will hold it to the light, not with anger, but with wisdom. And by the time our journey is through, you will hold 3 gentle, sacred rituals to build a foundation of self-worth so deep and so unshakable that the critic's voice becomes nothing more than a whisper on the wind. This is your first step toward a quieter mind and a more courageous life. If this already speaks to a place in your heart that is longing for quiet, let me know in the comments below. I read every word, and you are not alone on this path. Before we can find our way home, we must understand the landscape of where we have been living. That voice inside is more than a thought. It is a deeply worn path in your mind, a pattern etched by a critical parent, a demanding teacher, the impossible standards of the world, all internalized until they sound like your own truth. It is the echo of your oldest fears, programmed into you before you even knew how to protect your own heart. And this is not just a story you tell yourself, it is a story your body believes. When that voice begins its familiar litany of doubt, your body listens. A storm gathers inside. The chemistry of fear floods your system, clouding your mind, making it impossible to think clearly, to feel calmly. You are, in those moments, quite literally less able to find your way back to peace. Your beautiful mind is like a garden, and every time you have allowed that critical thought to play on a loop, you have deepened its groove, practicing the habit of self-criticism. Its voice seems to grow louder over time, not because you are weak, but because you have become so very practiced at this painful skill you were never taught how to unlearn. Now, let this truth settle in your spirit. What if I told you this inner critic believes it is protecting you? From a place of deep, misguided fear, it tries to keep you safe. It screams, "Don't try, you will only fail," because it wants to shield you from the sting of rejection. It whispers, "You are not ready," because it wants to protect you from the shame of being imperfect. It has a broken strategy, born of a terrified love. You cannot win a war against a part of yourself that believes it is your protector, but you can gently thank it for its service. And with love, show it that you no longer require such violent protection. You are ready to learn a new way. But letting this frightened guard run your life has come at a cost, hasn't it? The price is a life half-lived. It is the book that sits unwritten, the business that is never launched, the love that is never pursued. It is the slow erosion of your spirit, under the weight of one crushing belief: I am not enough. But that story ends today. For so long, the strategy has been to fight, to wrestle with that voice in your mind. But tell me, how has that war been for you? Arguing with your inner critic is like trying to calm a storm by shouting at the rain. The very act of engagement gives it your energy, your focus. The more you try to push a thought away, the more it pushes back. This internal battle is unwinnable. It is exhausting, and it keeps you chained to the very pattern you long to break. So here is the secret. Lay down your weapons. Walk off the battlefield. The way to peace is not to overpower the critic, but to make its voice irrelevant. This sacred path involves 2 gentle movements of the soul. acceptance, and diffusion. First, acceptance. This is not agreement. It does not mean you believe the cruel things the critic says. Acceptance is simply the act of letting go of the rope in the tug of war. It is allowing the thought to be there without struggling against it. Imagine holding a ball underwater. The effort is immense, and the moment you let go, it bursts to the surface. Fighting your thoughts is just like this. Acceptance is letting the ball float gently on the water beside you. You see it, you acknowledge it, but you are no longer at war with it. So when the voice whispers, "You're not smart enough for this," instead of fighting back, you can breathe and simply notice, there is that thought again. I hear it. In that small pause, the war ends, and all the energy you were pouring into the fight is returned to you. Once you stop fighting, you can learn the art of what we will call diffusion. This is the sacred act of separating yourself from your thoughts. It is the quiet realization that you are not your thoughts. They are not commands. They are not truths. They are simply words and pictures floating through the vast sky of your awareness. You are the sky, not the passing clouds. Here are 3 ways to gently create that space. First, simply label the thought. When a critical voice arises, instead of being swept away by it, you can mindfully say to yourself, "I am noticing. I am having the thought that I'm a failure." The shift is profound. You are no longer claiming, "I am a failure." You are the wise, calm observer of a thought. In that space between you and the thought, you will find your freedom. Second, give your critic a name, something almost a little silly. The general, the judge, or even grumpy Gertrude. When the voice begins its tirade, you can smile softly to yourself and say, Gertrude is worried again today. Her story is so predictable." This transforms the voice from a terrifying inner truth to a repetitive, almost boring character whose script you know by heart. You reclaim your power by refusing to take it so seriously. Third, and this one is for the moments you feel completely stuck, you can sing the thought. Take that heavy, painful belief, "I will never be good enough," and sing it to the tune of Happy Birthday. It's nearly impossible to feel the crushing weight of the words when you are singing them so absurdly. This reveals the true nature of a thought. It's just words, and you have the power to change their hold on you. These are the tools that give you breathing room. But the final journey home, the true path to lasting peace, is to build a core of self-worth so solid that the critic's words have nothing to cling to. We now move from understanding to devotion. These next 3 practices are not tasks, but sacred rituals of self-reclamation. With each one, you are laying another stone in the foundation of your own inner sanctuary. Our first ritual begins with a single, quiet truth. I am worthy of peace. Let these words settle over you. Worthiness is not something you earn. It is your birthright. It is unconditional. The critic wants you to believe your worth is tied to what you do, how you perform, how perfect you are. The word worthy is the antidote. And peace. Peace is the quiet stillness your soul craves. It is the opposite of the inner war. It is something you can allow, not something you must achieve. So in the morning, before the world asks anything of you, find a quiet space. Place a hand over your heart, a simple gesture of warmth and safety. Close your eyes, take 3 slow, deep breaths, and on the last exhale, whisper to yourself, I am worthy of peace. Just allow the words. Don't force a feeling. When you first do this, the critic will likely shout back, worthy? You? That's a joke. Notice it. That resistance is a sign that the words are touching a deep wound. Your job is not to believe the affirmation instantly. Your job is simply to keep showing up, to keep offering yourself this truth. With each repetition, you are carving a new, gentle path in your mind. Write it on a note on your mirror. Let it be the first and last thought of your day. This small seed, tended with gentle repetition, will grow into a tree of self-worth, so mighty, it will leave the critic with no sunlight and no room to grow. If you know someone who is walking through a storm, someone whose heart needs to hear that they, too, are worthy of peace. Gently send this message to them. Let them know they are not alone. Our second ritual is one of profound courage, the practice of mirror work. The mirror reflects back to us exactly how we feel about ourselves. By looking into your own eyes and offering yourself kindness, you can radically heal your relationship with your own soul. For the first week, just for 1 minute each day, stand before a mirror and meet your own gaze. That is all. Don't smile, don't fix your hair, don't catalog your flaws. Just be present with yourself. The urge to look away or to criticize will be strong. Gently bring your focus back to your own eyes. You are simply learning to be in your own presence, without judgment. In the second week, continue this practice. But now, look into your own eyes and say aloud, "I am worthy of peace." Say it softly. Notice the feelings that arise. The sadness, the discomfort, let it be there. You are bringing your hidden wounds into the light to be healed. As this becomes more familiar, you can expand. You can say, "I love and accept myself exactly as I am." On a good day, go to the mirror and share your joy. "We did it. I am so proud of us." On a hard day, go to the mirror and offer comfort. "I know that was difficult. I love you. We will get through this." The person in the mirror will slowly transform from a stranger you judge into a beloved friend you cherish. This is the sacred work of coming home to yourself. Our third ritual brings your inner work out onto the page. Journaling takes the storm of thoughts from your head and gives them form, where you can see them for what they are. You become the wise author of your own inner story. Here are 3 gentle inquiries for your journal. First, to disarm the critic. What story is my inner critic telling me? And what is a more compassionate truth? Write down the critic's exact words. My critic is telling me that I failed. Then, step into the role of a wise, loving friend. What would she say? A more compassionate truth is that I tried something brave, and I am learning. My worth is not in the outcome. Second, to build your foundation of worth. What is one small thing I am proud of myself for today? The critic has trained you to scan for your failures. This practice retrains you to scan for your strength. No matter how small. I am proud that I was patient with my children. I am proud that I rested when I was tired. I am proud that I had the courage to do this work. You are building a written record of your own resilience. Third, to live into your future. What would my life feel like if I truly believed I was worthy of peace? What is one small step I can take today to invite that peace in? The first question connects you to your deepest why. The second makes peace an action you can take right now. To invite peace today, I will take a 10-minute walk without my phone. This bridges the gap between the woman you are and the woman you are becoming. So what does life feel like on the other side of this gentle work? The goal is not a mind that is utterly silent. The part of you that scans for danger may always have a voice. The transformation is not that the voice disappears. It is that it no longer has power over your soul. It becomes a distant sound, background noise, no longer the soundtrack of your life. You hear the thought, "You are not ready," and you can smile and say thank you for sharing and turn your attention back to what matters. You are the sky, and the thought is just a passing cloud. This transformation feels like freedom. The freedom to be gloriously imperfect. The freedom to fail and know that failure is a teacher, not a verdict on your soul. It is the freedom to receive a compliment, to look at your life, your work, your reflection, and say, "This is good, I am good," and to feel it deep in your bones. Inner peace becomes your home, your natural state, and from that place of quiet, you can finally live more fully, more bravely, and more authentically than you ever dreamed possible. We have walked a sacred path together today. We have unmasked the critic, learned its frightened language, and discovered the secret is not to fight, but to love ourselves into wholeness. The rituals of affirmation, mirror work, and journaling are your tools for this homecoming. If you feel a stirring in your soul and want to continue this journey of healing with us, I invite you to subscribe. This is a soft place to land, and you are so welcome here. Remember, this is a practice of compassion, not of perfection. There will be days the old voice is loud, and days of profound peace. Your only goal is to be kind to yourself through it all. Every single time you meet your own pain with gentleness, you are healed. So my final question to you is this: what is one kind thing you will do for yourself today to begin building this home of peace inside of you? It can be as small as a single deep breath, or forgiving yourself for a mistake. Share it in the comments below. Your one act of kindness may be the light someone else needs to find their own way. Thank you for your courage, for your time, and for your beautiful heart. Walk forward in the truth that has always been yours.